Okay, you guys, I am Paige Schulte with AskPaigeSchulte.com, here to talk to you about the Gig Harbor market and what's going on. What are we seeing as we roll into the spring market? Thought I would pop on, put this right here on YouTube so that we can mark the day that I said it's looking pretty good for the spring market. Last time I ran these numbers, which I run them probably 2 to 3 times a week. Yesterday when I ran these numbers, we had 70 homes on the market, and every day you get closer in to Friday, you expect that there would be more homes on the market, more coming on every week. And instead, from yesterday to today, we are down to 68 homes on the market, and that is from Gig Harbor, from the Narrows Bridge, including Fox Island, to the Purdy Bridge, so Gig Harbor proper. What does that even mean? That means that the absorption rate of homes and active buyers on the market is increasing. So we look at actual current numbers, so pending inspection, we pull those numbers and we run them ourselves manually and look at every single price point and say what's going on in every price point in the geographic zone of happiness that we serve, which is Greater Gig Harbor. So we are our team, number one team over here in Gig Harbor and over on the Key Peninsula, and then we also serve the outskirts as well. But we like to stay really tied in and know exactly what's going on in the market so that you as a buyer are very, very in tune with what's going on in the price range that you're shopping in, how to be competitive, how to be prepared, and knowledge is power. As a seller, we're looking at exactly what is trading, what is trading for multiple offers, and how well prepared your home has to be in the buyer's eyes to get all the money, because that's what we're here for. So buyers, we want to protect all your money and make sure that you get the house of your dreams. And then for the sellers, we want to make sure that you get the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time at the energy that you're willing to expend. So let's talk about what statistics we look at. We look at the sales ratio, which is the strength of the market in a certain price range and in a certain specific area. So strength of the market in Gig Harbor right now, we have 68 homes on the market. My notes are right underneath the speaker, which is holding up my phone. 68 homes on the market, 51 pending, and that includes pending inspection. So we're looking at houses that are currently under contract and in their contingency phase. And that's going to be your most realistic numbers that are happening right now today. And we pull these numbers every single week so that we can see where the market is going. Are these numbers falling, and is it looking more like a buyer's market, or are these numbers stacking up and it's looking more in favor of the sellers? A 55% sales ratio, or strength of the market, is a neutral market. So not a lot of pressure on either side to make, there's just not going to be a whole lot going on there as far as one way benefiting the buyer or one way benefiting the seller. That's what we call neutral or balanced. It's where we like to hang out, but it's hard to get there very often. So when you see a price range that is favoring the buyer or a neutral market, then usually there's some negotiation room. And we have a couple price ranges right now, despite the overall market at a 75% sales ratio. So if somebody was coming into the market and it was an agent that wasn't very experienced and didn't really dig into the data, they might say it's a seller's market and get ready to, prepare for battle at any price range. But that's just not true. If you go down to the nuances of the market and you're shopping in different price ranges, it's the strength of the market is different at different levels. So let's get into that. We have at 450,000 to 600,000, that is going to be a very, very hot price point in Gig Harbor, because the average price point is right around $835,000 and increasing. We usually stay around $850 in the peak of the market. Right now we're at $835 and trending closer to that $850 mark as the spring moves on and we see some sales close. Knowing what some of the pending sales are pending at, they are some of them over ask. So 450 to 600 is a very popular price point. It's really your entry-level price point into Gig Harbor. People are attracted to Gig Harbor because of our schools, because of the park, obviously gorgeous scenery. We are within striking distance to Seattle. Tacoma is right over the Narrows Bridge, and it's just a beautiful, quiet suburb of Pierce County. So 450 to 600 is your entry level. There's not a whole lot of inventory there. And that is a raging seller's market. So that is a 233% sales ratio right now. That is one of the houses that went off the market in the last 24 hours. And there are 3 houses on the market in that price range and 7 pending. So that is what we call an inverted market, where there are definitely more buyers than there are sellers. And if you are looking at pricing your home, you can err on the side of being a little bit higher in that pricing range. When your agent talks to you about, oh, I think your house is worth, $535 to $555, you can test the market at $555 and see what the reaction is. If you wanted to start at the lower price, you can expect multiple offers, most likely. So work with a local agent that can help counsel you on what the best strategy is, because a lot of times it comes down to terms and not just price. Price is king, but the terms are queen, and she rules the show. 600 to 800,000. That is, there are 12 homes on the market and 9 pending. That's a 75% sales ratio. This is for residential homes only. That is a very strong market. 75% is 20% over what we'd consider a balanced market. So it is trending towards the sellers. I wouldn't call that a raging hot market, but that is definitely going in the direction of leaning towards the sellers. So if you find something in that price range that you really, really love, there is likely somebody behind you that's also really, really going to love it. So not a whole lot of room there for negotiation. Days on market are going to be quick. You're looking at something like 7 days or less. And I would highly recommend that if you're shopping for anything under $1 million, that you hit those houses within the first 24 hours, because if you love it, you better buy it. That's how quickly things are moving right now in the current market, and we expect that to stay the course as we go into the spring. So 800 to $1 million, this is a seller's market. You're going to have a few homes in that price range that are going to defy odds from the standpoint of staying on the market a little bit longer. It might be something that needs a lot of work, and so it's overpriced for its condition, but it's still in a really great location, might have a really great yard. You're also going to be in that price range where you're seeing homes that are up in Gig Harbor North. Those ones might sit a little bit longer, but they're still being absorbed. Those are the newer construction resale that were built in the last, somewhere between the last 7 to last year. So depending on what you're looking for in that price range, if you're looking for something that is more like a 90s build, really great structure, a different, more compartmentalized floor plan, but has a really epic yard, those ones tend to trade really quickly, and a lot of those are in gated neighborhoods. So it really depends on what you're looking for in terms of working through a remodel and some updates, but still with a much bigger yard, or going for something in the Harbor Hill area that has all of the modern floor plans and is pretty turnkey, but you forego the yard and you get the smaller lot size. Still a really fun, friendly neighborhood. 1 million to 1.5 saw the biggest increase in trends towards the seller of just over 10%. I think we were at 46% last week, and we are now at 57%. So we saw some houses turn there and go off the market at a higher rate than we've been seeing. And I think that's encouraging for some of our higher end luxury homes as we get over that $1 million mark. So oftentimes the homes, that is the most saturated market. So there's 23 total homes in that price range. 13 of them are pending. And those homes, we're typically seeing them needing some updates, but their location is incredible. So talk to your agent about if you have the funds to do the updates. This is a good price range right now to make some, to possibly get some seller concessions. So instead of taking it off the price, you can say, you know what, seller, I'm going to want to do some upgrades to the house. I want $10,000 in closing costs to keep some cash on hand and make some immediate upgrades to the house. And if you're working with a local agent, they're going to have the connections to get you the contractors to answer your phone calls and get you at the front of the line so that you can get started on those things and enjoy the house. Because the location in some of these areas is so epic, and all it needs is a little facelift on the house. So anything with a water view, anything in some of the luxury neighborhoods that might need a little bit of pep in their step, a little 90s hangover that's going on with some upgrades. That's an easy fix if you're connected to the right people. So shop local for your agent, and while I'm here, shop local for your lender too. Those are the people that are going to answer their phones at night when you need that last minute pre-approval letter, and they're also going to make the phone calls to vouch for you when you're buying a house. So your lender and your agent should be hyper local. You want them to have the connections and the conversations with their peers in the marketplace. So a friendly, approachable agent is going to have some of those local connections, and check their record. Are they selling houses? Do they have houses in contract? Are they out there in the market right now, knowing the pace at which we are currently working and that we're going into? The more you know, the more you are empowered as a buyer and a seller to do this the right way. The media constantly lags in the reporting of housing data, and remember that housing is local. So whatever's happening on a national scale, you want to check in with your agent and say, what's going on in Gig Harbor? What's going on in my price range? 1.5 to 2 million is actually having a really great run. There's a lot of new construction coming on in that price range. There's 5 total houses on the market, and there's 4 pending. This is a slower season right now for the luxury market. But the inventory that's on in that 1.5 to 2 million is really, really beautiful. Most of the ones that I've seen, there's only 5, are priced really, really well. And that's just going to be a matter of time before that buyer comes in and swoops it. 2 million to 2.5 is doing fine seasonally. There's 6 on the market and 2 are pending. That sounds like that sales ratio would be like, whoa, that's so in favor of the buyer. However, oftentimes those $2 million homes are waiting for the right buyer. They're not a super motivated move. And this is typically the season that we go into the higher luxury homes. That is the highest market, is that 2 to 3 million range for Gig Harbor. It's not very often that we see over $3 million. We saw a few last year, which was incredible. And so they do pop up, but we really kind of top out around that $3 million range overall. So some of your waterfront. So your 2.5 million and up, there's 7 homes on the market, 1 pending, and that is just a seasonal norm. So nothing crazy going on there that we should be worried about. If you are kind of the ultra luxury in Gig Harbor or waterfront, this is just not your time to shine, but it's coming. Waterfront homes typically trade as we head into the best months of the year in the summer. So you'll see those pop on in June, July, August. And then again, probably in the October, people having their last hurrah in the Pacific Northwest, enjoying that last summer, and then letting go of their waterfront dreams. So we are not concerned about the seasonality of that 2 million and up market. And so if you see something that you love in that place, that is typically a market where it is not a move that has to happen. It is a voluntary move. This is a retirement. This is a dream home, and people are waiting for their absolute unicorn. So if you see something that you absolutely love in that price range, know that other people probably love it too, and they're waiting in the wings. We've got a list of buyers, they're mostly cash, that are just waiting for that perfect home to come on with that epic view that's quiet. If it's updated, that's a bonus, but if it's not, they're really paying for the actual real estate with the views, and usually something serene and one level. So that's your Gig Harbor update. I'm Paige Schulte with AskPaigeSchulte.com, and I'm here to answer any questions that you might have as you're buying or as you're selling, how to prep your house for market, what we do to get it ready, what we do for the global syndication. More eyeballs the better, especially in the current market. We have a healthy stable of buyers, but you definitely want to get as many eyes on your property as possible, and it is so much more important to prepare your home in the best possible way, because as interest rates have increased, buyers have less money to pour into the house after they buy it. So those homes that are super turnkey and ready to go, and that have set the taste standards are the ones that are going to gain the most money. They're willing to finance it rather than come out of pocket for it, because money is more expensive right now. And then your buyers, you just got to be prepared. Get with a lender and get with an agent that is going to prepare you for the market that you're entering and at the price point that you're at. So if you're not working with a local agent, highly recommend it. We have a list of coming soon's homes that we know that are out there that you could do drive-bys on, that you can get excited about. We are here local. We know what your competition is going to be for a seller and what's coming soon for a buyer, so that you have a little bit more time to process before you have to run and dash into that house and get yourself ready. So give us a call if you have any questions at all. My name is Paige Schulte, and you can contact me right at askpaigeschulte.com. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.